Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. Today we are going to study about the strategy how to answer the question of reading section in TOEFL test. Let's get started. The first slide is talking about general strategies for reading section, especially in TOEFL test. It means that you can use this strategy in any number, okay, from number 1 until the end, number 50 or number 40. The first one is be familiar with the directions of TOEFL test. It means that every number, every section has different direction. So in reading section, the directions of the task in reading section is always the same. So as long as you have trained yourself for doing the exercises of TOEFL test, the more familiar the directions of reading section be. Okay, so you have to be familiar with the direction. So don't spend too much time on reading how to do it. Okay. The second is that do not spend too much time reading the passage. You will have no time for that. So remember, if reading section has only 40 questions or maybe 50 questions, and you have only 15 minutes to do so, it means that one question only 1 minute, and you don't have enough time. You don't have enough time to read all the passage. So do not spend too much reading the reading section, the text, because you don't have time for that. And there are certain strategies that you can learn without reading the text very closely. Okay, number 3, do not worry if a reading passage is a topic you are unfamiliar with. You don't need any background knowledge to answer the question. It means that any text in reading section, maybe you don't understand it. It is not your knowledge because you are from statistics student, or maybe from medical student, or from psychology student, or maybe Islamic studies student. And finally, you will find the text in reading section of TOEFL test that maybe you don't understand about that, because the text is talking about engineering, and I'm not from engineering student. Don't worry about it, because all the answer is already provided in that text. So you don't have to be you don't need any background to answer the question. Okay, so next, number 4 is that do not spend too much time on a question you are unsure of. So sometimes in one question, when you are doing the test, you are not sure if you already choose the best answer or maybe the correct answer. If you are not sure about it, just guess the answer and move on. Don't spend too much time thinking what is the correct answer. I'm not sure if it is correct or not. Just guess the answer and then move on. And then if you later on, if you have more time, you can come back to the question that you are not unsure about the answer yet. And that's if you have more time. Okay, the last one is that guess the answer to complete the section before time is up. There is no penalty for wrong guessing. On the contrary, you will elicit some benefits from it. It means if you are not sure about the question and clearly, literally, you don't know what to answer, just guess the answer, because they are like multi choices, A, B, C, D. Just can guess A or B, S or D. Okay, so because there is no penalty. Penalty means it means if you are finally guessing wrong, your score is not reduced by that. So, but if you finally guess it correctly, guess the answer correctly, it means that you will get benefits from it. The score that you get will be higher because because you guessed the answer correctly. Procedures for a reading passage. So anytime you start doing the TOEFL test, especially in reading section, this is the procedures that you have to remember. The first is that skim the reading passage to determine the main idea and the overall ideas in the passage. Skim means try to read very quickly. You don't need to read it in detail. Just skim it. Just get the whole ideas, not very specific like one by one meaning, word per word meaning. Just skim the reading and get the whole idea of the text. So this is the skim reading. Yeah, if you ever heard about skimming and scanning, so this is skimming, reading fastly, reading the whole idea. How this kind of skimming is very beneficial to find the answer when it is talking about the main idea and the overall ideas of the text. The second is that questions related to different language skill are answered in different ways. Okay, language skill, vocabulary, it means different scale. Pronunciation, it's different scale. It's grammar, it's different scale. Structure, it's different scale. So every language skill has different way how to answer the question. So be attentive. If you say the attentive here, is attentive mean you have to pay more attention to the question and decide what language skill is being tested. So if the question asks, what is the meaning of this? What is the synonym of the word of this? Oh, it means the language skill tested is vocabulary skill. Okay, so it depends on the language skill. So the third is that find the section of the passage that deals with each question. So each question has different strategy, and this is the general ideas before going to discuss about the specific one. But actually it is already cover all of the strategy that we are going to discuss today. So for the most part in reading section is that four main idea questions. Sometimes when you read the text and the first and second question is about what is the main idea, something like that, the question. So if the question is about finding main idea, you can just look at the first line of each paragraph, because each paragraph sometimes it has uh, 3 sentences, 5 sentences, okay? So line means the first line of each paragraph, because every text has different paragraph. So you have to remember first line of each paragraph if the question is talking about main idea. The second, for direct and indirect detail questions. Sometimes the question is talking about the detail about the text. If it is direct or indirect detail, sometimes in the text it is mentioned clearly. It is stated clearly. It means direct question. If it is indirect, actually the information is already in the text, but it is not stated or it is not mentioned very clearly in the text. So if this kind of question occur in the TOEFL test, all you have to do is that choose a keyword in the question. Keyword, kata kunci, in the question, di pertanyaannya. What is in the question that has a keyword? What is the keyword in the question? And then after you find the keyword, and then you try to match that keyword in the question to the text. So example, the question is talking about elephant. How long elephant been living in this world, like that? Oh, so the keyword is elephant and how long, right? Because there are many things about elephant, but this is specific question about how long. So if you have found the keyword like elephant and how long, it means the duration. So you can back to the text and find the keyword. Where is in the text that mention about elephant and the text that mention about duration of time. Uh, you see that skim the keyword. Skim means just read the passage around the text that mention about elephant and duration time. Okay, and then you will find the answer in that text. The next one is for vocabulary question. The question will tell where the word is located in the passage. Try to understand the whole idea and guess the answer. And then, like in the question, what is the meaning primary? Primary in the text, like paragraph 2. So the question already mentioned this word is already mentioned and stated in paragraph 2. So you have to go back to the text and read the paragraph 2 that is placed where the word primary is, and then try to read those words where the keyword is in the paragraph 2 and try to understand the whole idea around that passage, around that sentences, around that keyword. Okay, and then you will find the answer over there. The next one is for where in the passage question, elicit the whole idea of the question and read the four answer choices. Sometimes where in the passage, like the question is like there are some information in the question like blah 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 blah, and then the question is that the idea that mentioned about where in the passage that mentioned about that idea. Jadi informasi yang diungkapkan tadi itu berada di paragraf berapa, di line berapa, di baris keberapa. So you can just find where you can go back to the text, and in every paragraph and passage that you read and that has the same ideas with the question, you can just put down. But try to skim the reading. Okay, skim. Do not make it into scanning because it is really waste your time. The next one is that read the part of the passage that contains the answer quickly. It means that you don't have to read all the text from the first until the end. You just need to read the text where the keyword is mentioned in that sentences. Jadi hanya yang sekitar keywordnya saja yang dibaca, kemudian grab the whole idea, intinya, idenya apa. So you have to understand that and go back to the question and choose the answer. Okay? And now let's start from the strategy number 1. And it's usually talking about how to find the main idea of the text or the main idea of the passage. And the type of question that usually used is like this. What is the topic of the passage? What is the subject of the passage? What is the main idea of the passage? What's the author's main point in the passage? With what is the author primarily concerned? Or the question like, which of the following would be the best title? So if you found the question like this, it means the question is asking about the main idea of the text. So what you have to do to find the answer? So location of possible answer. It means that you can find the answer in the text. Here, the answer can be found in the first sentence of each paragraph. Sometimes the text has 3 paragraphs, has 4 paragraphs. Okay, so if the question is asking about main idea, all you have to do is that you just need to read the first line, baris pertama, the first sentence. It's not always the first sentence, sometimes the first and the second. The point is that the first line of each paragraph. So paragraph number 1, read the first line. Paragraph number 2, read the first line. Paragraph number 3, read the first line. So after you read those lines in each paragraph, the first line of each paragraph, and then you understand what is the sentence about, so you will find the main idea there. You don't have to read all the text, okay? So how to answer the question? Number one, caranya gini urutannya ya. Read the first line of each paragraph, seperti yang saya jelaskan tadi. Number two, look for a common theme or common idea in the first line. Jadi kalau udah dibaca baris pertama dari paragraf 1, baris pertama dari baris kedua, and then you will find inti informasinya apa. And then number three, read quickly the passage. Kan tadi sudah baca ya, first line of each paragraph. Baca yang cepat, kemudian cek apakah idenya sudah ketemu di sana. And then go back to the question and then see the choices, lihat pilihan jawabannya A, B, C. Kira-kira yang Anda tadi sudah baca, idenya apa? Kemudian dicocokkan dengan jawaban yang ada. A, B, C, D, which one? Yang kira-kira tidak sesuai, tinggal dieliminasi. And yang tersisa berarti itu yang benar. Okay. This is the first strategy. The second strategy is asking about the stated detail. Stated detail means informasi yang lebih detail dan lebih rinci, tapi informasinya sudah stated, sudah disebutkan dalam teks. It means stated detail, ya. So the type of question, contoh-contoh soalnya yang biasanya menanyakan stated detail is that according to the passage, blah blah blah, it is stated in the passage that blah blah blah, the passage indicates that blah blah blah, which of the following is true? So it means it is asking about stated detail. Jadi informasi rinci yang disebutkan dalam teks itu yang ditanyakan. So locations of possible answer is that the answer can be found sequentially in the text. Nah, ketika ada pertanyaan seperti itu detailnya, Anda kan pasti nyari keywordnya di dalam pertanyaan itu, ini ngomongin apa gitu ya, karena ini tidak disebutkan. Nah, nanti ada keywordnya, ini ngomongin apa. If you have already found the keyword in the question, and then you have to go back to the text. Nah, keyword yang tadi Anda temukan di soal itu dicari di bagian teks yang kata-katanya sama. Misalnya keywordnya satu kata, nah satu kata itu dicari di dalam teks yang di bagiannya yang mana. Dan biasanya untuk stated detail itu ada beberapa pertanyaan, tidak hanya satu atau dua pertanyaan. Nah, ketika mau menjawab, itu urutan pertanyaannya dan urutan informasinya itu pasti sesuai dengan teksnya. Jadi, nggak mungkin informasi yang harusnya di terakhir disebutkan di teks, kemudian ditanyakan di awal, that's impossible. Jadi, urutan pertanyaannya juga sesuai dengan urutan informasi yang telah disebutkan di dalam teks. Okay, so how to answer the question? So this is the step. Langkah-langkahnya untuk menjawab. The first one, find a keyword in the sentence. Ya, yang tadi saya jelaskan. Cari kata kuncinya dalam pertanyaan. Ngomongin apa nih? Number two, skim the passage that contain the idea. Kalau sudah nemu keywordnya, balik ke teks, cari keyword di dalam teks tersebut, kemudian baca dengan cepat, skim. Tapi tetap harus, walaupun bacanya cepat, tapi harus paham apa maksudnya. Number three, read carefully the sentence that contain the idea. Nah, ketika Anda sudah menemukan keywordnya di dalam teks, kemudian baca informasi sekitarnya. Jadi sebelum teks, sebelum keyword itu dan setelah keyword itu, apa informasinya, and you must have the idea. And then you will find the answer of it there. Oke, informasinya pasti sekitar keyword itu. Kemudian dicocokkan informasi yang sudah Anda dapat dari teks itu di pilihan jawaban A, B, C. Mana yang kira-kira sesuai dengan informasi yang sudah Anda baca di teks yang tadi yang terkandung keywordnya. Strategy number three, find unstated detail. It means that you have to find specific information that's not actually stated, not actually mentioned in the text. Jadi informasi yang tidak ada dalam teks itu apa? Okay, but it is specific information. It means strategy number three, how to find the information that unstated detail. So the type of question, ciri-ciri pertanyaan untuk strategi ini biasanya dalam bentuk seperti ini. Which of the following is not stated? Oke. Bagian informasi di bawah ini yang kira-kira tidak disebutkan dalam teks apa? Itu artinya ya. So the second, which of the following is not mentioned? Sama artinya. Which of the following is not discussed? Itu juga sama maksudnya. All of the following are true except. Okay. So kadang informasinya mungkin kita sudah punya background knowledge tentang sesuatu kayak misalnya anatomi gitu. Maybe some of you already know the background knowledge about anatomy, but all of the following are true. Pilihan jawaban berikut semuanya benar kecuali. Nah, informasi yang itu tuh diambilnya dari teks yang tersedia di situ, bukan dari background knowledge Anda. Meskipun menurut Anda itu tuh salah gitu, tapi kata teksnya tuh bener gitu. So you have to follow the text, not following your thinking. Okay? So that you have to remember. Okay? Kadang-kadang itu trikinya di situ. Informasinya tuh sebenarnya secara keumuman salah. Cuman kata teksnya bener, jadi ngikut teks aja ya. Oke? All of the following are true except berarti informasi yang tidak disebutkan. Apa? Kemudian ditanyakan di sini. So, location of possible answer. The answer is found sequentially in the text. Seperti yang saya tanyakan tadi, pertanyaan dan informasinya. Pertanyaannya seperti ini, pertanyaan nomor 5, 6, 7, apa aja, itu informasinya sudah tersedia di teks berurutan. Gitu, tidak mungkin dibolak-balik. Sequentially berurutan. So, how to answer the question? Bagaimana cara menjawabnya? The first step, langkah pertama adalah find the keyword. Kalau soal reading itu all about keyword. Cari keywordnya di pertanyaan. Ini kira-kira pertanyaannya ngomongin apa? Gitu, ya. The second, read quickly. Dibaca informasinya. Read sentences that contain keyword. Kalau sudah ketemu keywordnya di pertanyaan, and then go back to the text, and then you have to find the keyword in the text. Kira-kira yang menyebutkan kayak misalnya, tadi keywordnya adalah tentang plane misalnya, airplane. Nah, kata airplane ini di dalam teks itu lokasinya di mana saja. Bisa jadi mungkin di paragraf 1, paragraf 2, atau mungkin di paragraf 3. So, if you have already find airplane in the text, baca informasi sekitar keyword itu sebelum kata airplane-nya and setelah kata airplane-nya. Kemudian informasinya apa, dipahami, inti dari informasinya apa, kemudian dicocokkan dengan jawaban yang tersedia. A, B, C, kira-kira mana yang cocok, kemudian ketika memang itu kelihatan tidak pas, tinggal disingkirkan jawaban yang salahnya, and then you will find the best answer there. Okay? Good luck. Strategy number 4, implied question. When we talk about implied question, is that you have to find the information that's actually implicitly mentioned in the text. Informasinya sebenarnya sudah terungkap di teks, tapi tidak disebutkan dengan jelas. Jadi kayak informasi tersirat, ya, bukan tersurat, tersirat. Informasinya ada sebenarnya, cuman tidak diungkapkan dengan jelas. Itu namanya implied question. So, the typical question is, it is implied in the passage that sudah diimplikasikan dalam teks tersebut bahwa bla 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 bla, it can be inferred from the passage that, sama artinya, it is most likely that bla 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 bla, sama ya, what probably happened that. Intinya adalah Anda mencari informasi di dalam teks tapi tidak disebutkan dengan jelas di teks itu. Tapi informasinya sebenarnya sudah ada, cuman Anda tidak sadar karena ini implisit dan tersirat. Okay, location of possible answer. The answer is found sequentially in the text. Ya, sama intinya segitu ya. How to answer the question? Find the keyword, read quickly, read sentences, and set aside the answer. Teorinya sama semua kalau reading, tidak ada yang jauh. Intinya Anda harus pinter-pinter mencari keyword, kata kuncinya yang diomongin apa sih dalam pertanyaan itu, kemudian cari. Kadang-kadang kalau implied question kan karena tidak disebutkan dengan jelas ya. Nah, tinggal kita menganalogikan saja dari informasi yang sudah tersurat di dalam teks. Nah, okay, so all about this. Strategy number 1, strategy number 2, you can find all of the information about this in unit 18. Ya, unit 18, file 1 dan file 2 itu strategi 1 dan strategi 2. And all of the example of the question, kadang kita sudah tahu teorinya, cuman karena kalau nggak langsung nemu contoh soalnya seperti apa, kadang kita masih bingung maksudnya teh gimana. Nah, di dalam buku kalian yang sudah Anda beli, itu juga sudah ada contoh soalnya. Kalau strategi 1 itu cara jawabnya gimana, contoh soalnya seperti apa, strategi 2 contoh soalnya sudah ada dan cara jawabnya bagaimana sudah ada. And for strategy number 3 and strategy number 4, you can find in your book, TOEFL book, in unit 19. Di unit 19 itu strategi number 3 and number 4. And also there are some examples of the question in that book. Jadi kalau Anda misalnya pengen tahu contoh soalnya, bisa lihat buku, semuanya ada di situ. Kadang-kadang kita tidak punya waktu untuk menonton video penjelasan ini setiap saat. So you can open your book anytime, anywhere you can. Okay? Strategy number 5, vocabulary. Sometime in reading passage, in reading section, you will be asked about the meaning of one word in the sentence. It's like, what is the synonym of the word blah 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 in paragraph 2, something like that. Jadi sudah disebutkan sebenarnya kata-kata itu berada di mana di dalam teks, apakah di paragraf 1, apakah di paragraf 2, and also sometimes more specific, paragraf 2 baris ketiga, example like that, ya. Yeah. So you just need to find that vocabulary, berarti vocabulary itu yang sudah menjadi kata kuncinya, right? So the type of question, contoh soalnya adalah, what is the meaning of X in line Y? Ya, itu yang sudah saya jelaskan tadi. The word X, blah blah blah, in line Y could be best replaced mean bisa diganti oleh, berarti intinya adalah nyari sinonimnya, ya kan? Location of the possible answer. Information to understand the word in question is in the context of the sentence around the word being asked. Nah, yang saya katakan bahwa satu kata dalam bahasa Inggris itu tidak mesti artinya cuma satu. Tergantung konteksnya. So if you have already found the keyword, kalau sudah ketemu keywordnya di dalam teks mana, sebenarnya vocab yang mana sih yang ditanyakan dalam teks? Anda baca sekitar teks itu, sekitar keyword itu, kemudian pahami ide-ide dalam kalimat yang ada keyword tersebut, ya. Dengan konteks itu Anda bisa menebak kira-kira artinya apa. Okay? So, how to answer the question? Step-stepnya hampir sama dengan yang lain. Find the word. Find the word berarti kata yang ditanyakan itu apa, dicari di dalam teks, kemudian baca di sekitarnya dengan hati-hati, kemudian cari clue-nya, okay? And then if you understand, when you read the sentence around the keyword, you will find the answer there, okay? And then you can get back to the question and then you choose to write the right answer. Strategy number 6, where question. To indicate the location where word sentences are based on question. So where question, pertanyaan tentang where, itu biasanya in the question, the idea is already mentioned. Jadi inti informasinya dalam pertanyaan sudah disebutkan, and all you have to do is that the idea or the information in the question, you can find this idea in the question is in what paragraph, in what line, in what passage. Jadi informasi yang disebutkan dalam pertanyaan itu ada di paragraf keberapa, di baris keberapa, ya. Itu adalah inti dari strategi number 6. So type of question, where in the passage, bla 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 bla, gitu ya. Dimanakah di dalam teks yang menyebutkan bahwa ini, gitu. Okay. Location of the possible answer. The answer can be found in every line of the text. Nah, karena ini nanti yang ditanyakan itu paragraf berapa, baris keberapa, maka ini bisa jadi di setiap baris dalam teks. Bisa jadi paling paragraf pertama, bisa jadi paragraf terakhir, bisa jadi ada di tengah-tengah, so it can be anywhere. Ya. So, how to answer the question? Bagaimana cara menjawabnya? First, find the keyword. Nah, lagi-lagi tentang keyword, cari idenya apa. Kata kuncinya dalam pertanyaan. Ini yang lagi ditanyakan apa, yang lagi diobrolin apa, and then if you have found the keyword, kalau sudah ketemu keywordnya, balik lagi ke teks, baca sekitar informasi di dalam teks itu yang ada keywordnya. Read quickly possible part of the reading that are relevant. Berarti kalau yang sudah relevan dengan keyword yang ada di pertanyaan. Choose the answer that contain the keyword or idea. Ya, pilihlah jawaban yang itu mengandung keyword atau ide yang sudah ada di pertanyaan. Nah, so all of this, strategy number 5 and number 6, you can find in your TOEFL book in Unit 20, File 5 and File 6. Vocabulary in context question and where question. Kalau dilihat sekilas, memang strategi dalam reading section itu hampir mirip-mirip dan sama dan mudah gitu ya. But sometimes when it is only theories, kalau hanya sekedar teori tanpa aplikasi, kadang kita tetap belum bisa yakin bahwa kita benar-benar paham. So you can open your book in reading section, especially in unit 18, 19, and 20. And there are also some examples of each strategy. Jadi strategi pertama sampai strategi ke-6 itu ada contoh-contoh soalnya di sana. And about the exercises, maybe for the first meeting of reading section, strategy in reading section, the first meeting will be the exercises of strategy number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's in the first meeting. The exercises of in the first meeting, and the second meeting will be the exercises about strategy number 4, number 5, and number 6. Okay, so you have to attentive. Okay, you have to be attentive about this strategy. It is only 6 strategies, so and most of them are very similar, and I hope that you can apply this strategy in doing the reading section. So you have to be careful. Remember, when you are doing your real TOEFL test, you will not use any dictionary. So I strongly suggest you, when you do the exercises, when you do the quiz in eKuliah, okay, don't use any dictionary. Okay, so kalau pakai kamus ketika mengerjakan soal reading itu berarti sudah jalan pintas. Nanti giliran ikut tes TOEFL yang aslinya Anda jadi kaget gitu ya. Jadi belajar dari sekarang untuk memahami strategi-strateginya, gimana cara jawab soal reading section tanpa kamus, tapi dengan mengaplikasikan strategi yang sudah kita pelajari. Memang TOEFL itu soal tes bahasa Inggris yang sangat sulit, maka ada baiknya selain belajar tentang ini, Anda juga sering baca aja artikel dalam bahasa Inggris, baca cerpen-cerpen dalam bahasa Inggris, insya Allah banyak ya. Kalau misalnya artikel kan tidak banyak, nggak sampai berlembar-lembar, kemudian cerpen juga tidak berlembar-lembar. So, if you have train yourself, dibiasakan untuk baca berbahasa Inggris, maka vocabnya, kosakatanya jadi banyak gitu ya. Jadi ketika tes TOEFL, Anda sudah tidak kaget untuk baca-baca teks bahasa Inggris yang wah banyak sekali, 5 paragraf itu kayak sudah pusing padahal belum dimulai bacanya tapi sudah stres duluan. Ya, so that's my suggestion. Do not use any dictionary. Just apply the strategy that we have learned today. Okay, good luck and do your quiz in eKuliah, and you have time until tomorrow night, tomorrow evening. Okay, good luck. See you next time.